Good afternoon, basketball fans, and welcome to the 2018 World Championships in Hamburg. Today's game in Pool D will match the team from Australia and the team from Spain. And now the players from the team from Australia, Samuel White, Bill Lakeland, Pierre Roberts, John Morris, Stephen Elliott, Kristen Gold, Yannick Blair, Carolina Ford, Matthew McShay, Luke Popo, Greg Sinder, Michael Brooks, and our players from the team from Spain, Pablo Zega, Francisco Lara, Alejandro Sancena, Amadou, Jordan Louis, Asier Ferriero, David Morris, Asker Almondia, Jesus Romero, Pablo Lavandera Payato, Ignacio Ortega Nesveste, Agustin Andrejos, the team from Spain. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to table as we play our national anthem.
All right, hello. You are tuning into Venue 2, Spain against Australia men's team. This is going to be the opening game for Spain. The second game for Australia, they took on Argentina yesterday, coming away victorious. I am here with Joe Bestwick, former GB national team player, 2008 Paralympic bronze medalist, and my current teammate in Hanover United, Bundesliga of Germany. Yeah, Joe, your first game you're commentating. What? Also a very good game we're about to watch in front of us. What are you expecting coming into this?
Yeah, hi there. I'm really excited to watch this game. I think they're two really strong teams, they're two really fast teams, and both of them have a bit of a reputation for being quite physical. So it'll, I think the foul count in this game could be real interesting.
Yeah, I completely agree. And the starting 5 we have for you. For Spain, it's going to be number 7, Pablo Zarzuela, number 8, Francisco Lara, number 9, Alejandro Zarzuela, number 11, Jordi Ruiz, and number 51, Agustin Alejo. And for the Australian men, you're going to have number 5, Bill Latham, number 7, Sean Norris, number 8, Kim Robbins, number 10, Yannick Blair, number 11, Tom O'Neill Thorne. And yeah, that's actually the same starting 5 as they had yesterday coming into Argentina. So not too surprised that they are sticking to something that obviously worked for them.
Oh, absolutely. And it's a little bit of a change of style for the Australian team. Traditionally, they played with 3 bigs. They were really dominant centres. So going back a few years now, whereas this is a much faster unit with young guys like Tom O'Neill Thorne, guys like Kim Robbins, who are relatively new into the Australian team, and of course Sean Norris, who it feels like has been there forever.
Yeah, and we have 1 minute 55 seconds left of the warm-up before the game. Yeah, Joe, so the men's division overall, what are you expecting? I know there's like 8 teams that can be taking on the gold medal, or taking away the gold medal here. Kind of what's your idea coming into this men's tournament? What teams do you think are currently going to be at the top? Australia, by the way, has been chosen as like the leading team. Do you agree with that?
I mean, I find that quite surprising personally, just with the USA winning the last major. I think they still have the right to come into this tournament as favourites. The difficulty with the USA is that they haven't had any practice games, as far as I'm aware, in the lead up to this, so nobody's really been able to scout them and seen what they're doing, if there's anything new or different. I think the men's division generally, though, is very, very strong. There are a lot of teams like Australia or even like Spain who, on their day, can cause a lot of people a lot of problems. I mean, GB have obviously had a fantastic start to this tournament and a great warm-up. I expect them to be up there when the medals are given out at the end of the tournament as well.
Yeah, and we'll actually be commentating the GB USA men's game tomorrow. It's one of the evening games in Venue 1. I can't remember exactly what time.
I believe it's the last game.
Yes. Teams are about to take the court. 30 seconds to go. Having a little bit of some repairs to the court. So the biggest issue, as we saw yesterday with the GB men playing South Korea, is that if a player goes off the court at any point other than when the where the substitutions can come in and out of the court by the table, they're unable to actually get back on the court. The angle of the ramp is too steep with the basketball chairs, and the 6 wheels and the front wheels, they catch. So they are actually unable to re-enter the court from anywhere except these 2 ramps by the table in front of us. So yesterday we saw Terry Bywater hustling down on defense, went off the court, tried to get back on from the far side over by the bleachers, unable to. They ended up stopping the play, and he had to circle all the way back around the court. He ended up just falling onto the court because there was too many spectators in the way for him to actually make it back to the ramps by the table, and yeah, fell onto the court, then got himself back up and back into the game. But wow. Yeah, so a little bit of repairs right now on these ramps to make sure that they are functioning and good to go for these players to be able to easily enter on and off the court.
Yeah, I'm sure Terry loved having that little moment.
He got an ovation and did a bow.
Perfect.
We're gonna have the tip off by number 5, Bill Latham, number 9, Alejandro Zarzuela. Australians come away.
Straight away, Australia, they were looking to get a back pick on one of the Spanish big guys early on. Didn't quite pay off, though. That was a good early look by Sean Norris. Spain are going to have to be aware of him. Like, if they let him get a hop from outside, then this could be a real difficult game for them.
That is going to be a very early foul on... Is that going to be on Latham?
I believe that was on Bill, yeah.
Yeah, that is going to be a foul on Bill Latham, and that could be really important for Australia.
That could. I mean, that was a pretty hard foul as well. I think Bill's lucky that it's early in the game, and the referees are maybe being a little more lenient here, because there was no real attempt to stop the player's chair, just to take him out.
And we have been seeing quite a few unsportsmanlike fouls being called especially in this last game, I commentated Brazil against, Brazil against Italy. It was a very, very tight game. Ended up like a 4-point game. Italy won, came away victorious against Brazil, which I was a little surprised about, but I think 2 or 3 unsportsmanlike fouls called.
Yeah, the referees have been tightening up on that quite a lot, so it'll be interesting to see how that progresses through the tournament.
Nice find there. That's Tom O'Neill-Thorne, the youngster of the Australian team, right?
Yeah, that was a really beautiful finish. We played him a couple of times last year out in Japan, and he is one hell of a talent. Moving to Spain this year to play the league out there, I understand.
Oh, very interesting. Going to be a great experience. And I think that's very interesting with the Australian players is that their league is actually at a different time of the season than any other league. So they're able to, be able to go play in another country and come back and be able to basically play basketball year-round at different clubs.
Exactly. It's a really fantastic experience out there in Australia as well. The league is super aggressive, really, really physical. I'm not sure if it's still the case, but you used to play with 6 fouls and running clock, and it's a lot of fun out there.
That foul is going to be on number 8, Kim Robbins. Shot with 9 seconds left on the shot clock. From number 51, Alejo.
That's something he's been working on a lot over the years. He's become a little bit more the leader on the floor of this team since their silver medal at Rio?
In Rio, yeah, silver medal in Rio.
Yeah, he's become a little bit more of a leader since then, so that's a good early look for him.
3-point attempt by O'Neill-Thorne, and it's good. 8 minutes and 24 seconds left in the first quarter. The score is going to be 5-0 for Australia.
A little bit of chat from Tom as well in Jordy's ear as he made that shot.
And that is an over and back call on Jordy Ruiz. Too much pressure there in the middle and unable to get an outlet pass or, continue movement up into the front court.
It looks like Tom is trying to get in a couple of these Spanish players' heads early, chatting the whole time to Jordy and to Augustine here.
Norris, just out. Saw him knock those down with no problem yesterday, so I bet he will find his rhythm on pretty early on.
Oh, absolutely.
Ruiz finding Zarzuela, driving to the basket. Layup is not good. Australia able to break away for a fast break. O'Neill-Thorne, just a little too hard off the backboard.
That was some good pressure by Jordy. He didn't give up on that, chased the quicker player down and put him off enough to disrupt the shot.
Now, Jordy Ruiz has changed clubs a couple of times, but he's always remained on some of the top club teams in Europe. So he played for Cantu for a bit, and then also at Madrid, who was the runner-up at Champions Cup. So they came in second. And what's a little about his background?
The most I've sort of seen him was when he was playing at Cantu with a few of the other British guys. He's a really efficient scorer when he has a good day.
As we can see right there.
Thank you very much, Jordan. He's very fired up all the time. He's a real aggressive player. He can be a little streaky, but when he has a good day, he can be very effective.
Australians trying to get some nice ball movement going in. Finding O'Neill-Thorne, pass just a little too high. That is going to be a charge call. It's going to be Australia ball now.
That was in fact an offensive foul from
number
Brand
6
Lara.
of, or no, 7. Yeah, no.
Number 8, Brand Lara.
Yes, you're right. Latham being able to get that ball. 9 seconds on the shot clock. O'Neill-Thorne with the shot, just rims out. Fast break opportunity. O'Neill-Thorne being able to get a hand on the ball. Latham for that 45 shot that he likes, tilting, and it's good.
That's a great finish for him at this
6 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Score is 7-2 for Australia.
That's a beautiful pass.
Nice finish there by the Zarzuela. Great speed that we're being shown here by both teams, as well as just overall chair skills. Nice pass there by Norris to Kim Robbins. Very difficult finish being trailed by number 9, Alejandro Zarzuela. I keep getting them confused. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. O'Neal Thorne for the shot, doesn't fall.
That one wasn't so much in rhythm as his earlier shots. It was a little bit more rushed.
Ball comes loose. Blair almost being able to come away with it. Alejandro Zarzuela able to coming up with it. Finds Lara under the basket. A little bit of a scramble there. Latham looking for an outlet. Finds O'Neal Thorne. Finds Kim Robbins, 2-on-1. That is going to be a foul, sending Kim Robbins to the line.
Well, that's a bit of a difficult call, I think. Pablo, the reason perhaps he was given a call was because he swung so hard for the ball. If he had just had his hand up, just blocked the shot without swinging down, the referee might not have been so inclined to give the call or to have seen the chair contact.
5 minutes, 33 seconds in the first quarter. 7-4 for Australia. 2 team fouls for each team. Neither free throw going in. Spain rebounds. Latham tumbling to the ground. Alejandro Zarzuela, a nice little finish under the basket.
Spain now putting some full court pressure on the Australians.
Not exactly what I expected. That's going to be a no call. That is going to be Spain ball.
And Spain immediately back picking Latham. I imagine their plan is to try and take his arms away a little, try and make him tired for later in the game, but that could be a dangerous option. He's a very fit player, so I'm not sure how much that will benefit him.
Yeah, Spain has, or not Spain, Latham has been with the Australian national team or program for quite a while, as well as playing for Madrid against the Zarzuela twins, or with the Zarzuela twins and Jordi Ruiz, as well as a couple of other of these Spanish national team players and coaching staff. So it's a little bit of a mix-up for them to not be playing against him.
Exactly. They'll know each other very well. I think there'll be some friendly rivalry there.
Yeah. Nice shot there from Norris.
That's a very open look for him. Spain will have to do a better job of closing out to him early.
You don't. He's one of those players that you don't want to get hot.
Exactly.
Australian fans definitely making their presence known here as well. Lots of green and yellow in the crowd. Three-point attempt there by Jordi Ruiz. Falls short off the front of the rim. Pablo Zarzuela getting the ball. 8 seconds left on the shot clock.
Just short again there by
Alejo.
Alejos. Nice move.
It's going to be called on the ground. Spain inbound. 14-second reset on the shot clock.
I believe that is the second foul on Bill Latham, and yeah, he's out of the game.
Yep, second personal foul. Substitutions for the Australian team. Michael O'Prince taking the court. Three minutes, 40 seconds left in the first quarter. 9-8 for Australia. Spain turning the tables now, taking the lead for the first time, 10-9 for Spain.
Alejos is another guy. He'll know a lot of these Australian guys very well. He's played over in Australia for a number of years now with his wife. He also plays the Australian women's team, Shelley Cronow.
Nice dump back pass.
Great ball movement off the smash.
Sean Norris looking for the three-pointer, sinks it. That's going to put Australia back in the lead, 14-12 for Australia. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Spain currently keeping Kim Robbins out of the play, going to try and take up a 5-on-4 advantage. Lejos getting into the paint, shot just a bit to the left.
That's the kind of shot he's going to need.
Blair looking for the fast break, nice finger roll, gets the right hand finish. Australia bringing subs into the table now. We're about to see number 13, Luke Popel, enter the court. Nice mid-range jump shot there by Jordi Ruiz. Both teams really trying to keep the tempo of this game very quick. A lot of pressure, but also both teams handling the pressure really well. Sean Norris looking for another three-pointer just off the front of the rim. Kim Robbins coming away with the offensive rebounds. Sean Norris with the drive, finding Kim Robbins. Layup just comes off the back of the rim. Pablo Zarzuela with the rebound, kicks it out to Lejos.
Spain slowing things down a little now.
That is going to be no foul, but just player down in the paint. Since he was in the paint and the way of the play will be called dead. It will be Spain inbound from the sideline. Number 13, Luke Popel. Number 12, Matthew McShane entering the court.
Coach Brad Ness is just talking things through a little bit with the two guys who have just come off. I think they've both been really effective. Yannick particularly used his speed incredibly well as such a low class but such a physical guy. He's really able to disrupt the play of the higher pointers from Spain.
Now, Yannick started a bit in the USA programs, the collegiate programs. He was over at the University of Alabama for quite a while, where Michael Prince and I think a couple other players have been as well from Australia. But now he's over in Spain as well, so he also plays, basically club-wise against some of these players on the Spanish national team as well. So he's another one that's very familiar with the players he's seeing right now.
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of little personal battles going on today.
I think that's kind of the cool thing about the national teams, though, as well as the European club teams, is that you can be teammates in one team, and then all of a sudden season's over with your club, and now you're rivals with your respective national teams.
That's a nice looking shot again for Norris. That's the kind of thing that Spain are going to have to get to. I know they like to use their size and they like to stay inside where possible, but if you let Sean just take open shots like that, they're going to have problems.
Especially because we didn't really see Prince. He got in the paint a lot yesterday against Argentina, but had a little bit of problem finishing. So I think they should really take care of those mid-range shots right now, since that seems to be what's falling.
Absolutely. Prince is a developing guy, like you said, coming out of the university system in America. Yes, but at the minute, he's not at the level of a guy like Bill Latham. So he needs to work a little bit on that touch, but he's certainly developing.
Nice hands there by O'Neal Thorne, able to grab that ball. Tries to dribble the ball up the court. Hard foul there from Alejo, sending O'Neal Thorne to the ground.
It's not a foul now, 51, Alejo. That's his first.
Just having a look at the scoring spread here from the Australian men. I'm not sure that the live stats here are completely right, as they don't have Latham down as making any points. I'm pretty sure he hit a tilting post up earlier in the game. But the stats here have Sean and Tom O'Neal Thorne both on 7 points. So you can see that the main threats from Australia really are coming from outside right now.
Looking at the stats that we have on the screen here, it shows that Latham currently has 2 points. So not such a big offensive threat, but definitely, 2 points, not the greatest, but also 2 personal fouls. So I don't think we'll be seeing him quite yet back in the game. That's going to end the first quarter. Score is 22-14 for Australia. No one in foul trouble. Bill Latham with 2. Everyone else that has a foul just has 1.
Yeah, not quite as physical game as I had expected just yet. When there were fouls, they were fairly hard, but there was nothing too dramatic just yet.
Sean Norris is the lead scorer for the Australian men right now with 9 points. Latham with 2. As well as Yannick Blair with 2 points and O'Neal Thorne with 2 points. No, O'Neal Thorne with 5, I'm sorry. And yeah, O'Prince with 2. On the Spanish side, they have Jordi Ruiz as the top scorer right now, I believe. No, Alejandro Zarzuela is the top scorer with 6 points, Jordi Ruiz with 4, Pablo Zarzuela with 2, and Alejos with 2 as well. Alejos, Ruiz, and Pablo Zarzuela all with 1 personal foul. Shooting percentage-wise, though, we're looking at the Spain men's team shooting 50% from the field. Australia men's team shooting 52%, so rather equal. And I think even speed-wise, we're seeing a rather equally matched game. Both teams putting pretty good pressure on each other.
Yeah, there hasn't been a huge amount of difference there at all. I think part of the difference has been the three-point shooting from the Australian. They've gone 2 of 4 so far, with 1 from Tom O'Neal Thorne and 1 from 3 from Sean Norris.
Also, Spain has 6 turnovers as compared to Australia's 2.
Yeah, those steals by Tom O'Neal Thorne have definitely hurt the Spanish.
Yeah, we can see right here that Australia actually has 8 points from turnovers. So, yeah, 8 points out of 20 is almost 50% just from turnovers alone.
Yeah, well, Spain just have 2, and that's the difference right there, 6 points difference.
We see some substitutions from the Spanish men's team. Number 13, Garcia Piero, has taken the court, as well as number 17, Romero. Also substitutions on the men's Australian team. Sam White, number 4, taking the court, working with O'Prince there on the left side. You have Blair in the middle. Then you have number 14, Brett Steibners, and also Tristan Knowles.
Yeah, this is a little bit more of a sort of traditional Australian lineup points-wise, going with the 3 4-pointers and 2 1-pointers. Foul there by Garcia, I believe. Guys like Tristan Knowles and Brett Steibners prefer to play from the outside, so I can see them running a lot of power side together, like in that last possession. While Michael O'Prince will sit a little bit more on the seal side with the 2 low pointers.
Sam White is a rather new addition to the Australian team, too. He actually started at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater the same year that I did. So, yeah, a while ago, 7 years ago. I think he played out his full 5 years there under the head coach, Jeremy Lottie, who is a former USA men's team member. Developed really, really well there. Became a really great Class 1, obviously making his way onto the Australian national team.
Offensive foul there by Australia. I haven't seen who the call was on.
Player control foul.
Number 15, Michael O'Prince.
Michael O'Prince.
Spain keeping him out right now, leaving him with the low pointer. Great job by Lara there, keeping O'Prince out. That's the biggest player for Australia right now.
Yeah, there should have been a big mismatch somewhere there for the Spanish, but unfortunately they weren't able to use it.
Ended up taking a shot with 5 seconds left on the shot clock, just comes out.
Nice pass by Tristan Knowles, and a good finish there by Brett Steibners. This game has opened up to 8 points now, and the Spanish have taken the timeout.
Now, you played 1 season in Australia, right? Did you play with any of these guys?
I didn't play with any of the current team, no, but the assistant coach, I believe Brad Ness, was still playing, then Tristan was playing, Brett and Sean were both still playing at that point. So there's a few of the guys that I played against, not with any of them, unfortunately. Those guys have all retired. It was a long time ago now, 10 years ago nearly.
And then also, you know some of the Spanish national team rather well, as your time with RSV Landil, many Champions Cup tournaments. Who do you think from this current Spanish national team are kind of their biggest threats?
It depends very much how they want to play. Guys like Alejos, who a few years ago wasn't particularly a threat for the team, he was very much a bench player, has really stepped up over the last couple of years, and his outside game has really developed. But whenever a team has two big, strong three-point players like the Zarzuelas, they're always going to be a big threat for any team.
And we definitely saw that in the Rio 2016 games. Their presence was very well known. They kind of dominated the court basically that entire tournament, Spain coming away with silver.
Yeah, that was a very successful year for Spain. They haven't quite managed to capture that since then. We'll see what they can do here in this tournament.
8 minutes, 15 seconds left to go in the second quarter, 22-14 for Australia. Shot there by Garcia Piero.
Comfortable look for Garcia there, but unfortunately not able to make it.
Looking for the dump down to Blair. Blair getting the finger roll finish there.
The core stability that it takes for a low pointer to absorb the contact there, compose himself, and still make the underhand finish next to a bigger player is really something pretty special from Blair.
And Blair is a rather good one-pointer. I would say, yeah, one of the best that we're going to be seeing here at World Championships.
Absolutely. There are a couple of different styles of low pointers. If you look at guys like Abdi Jama, for example, from the British national team, he's much more of a shooter than somebody like Blair is, whereas Blair used his speed and physicality to work for the big guys a lot more.
As well as we saw, being able to finish those little roll layups.
Absolutely.
Substitutions coming into the table for the Spanish team. We're about to see Jordi Ruiz back on the court. Coming in for number 17, Romero, I think. Score is 24-14 for Australia. Down by 10, 7 minutes and 11 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Finding Ruiz in the middle, drains that shot. Pressure in the middle by Sam White on Garcia. Garcia finding Ruiz behind a double screen just off the backside of the rim. Finding O'Prince in the paint.
That was a nice pass by Tristan Knowles there.
Foul's going to be called on the ground, I believe. That foul is going to be on number 11, Jordi Ruiz. That is going to be his second personal foul. Second team foul.
Jordi needs to be a little careful there. They definitely need to try and keep Jordi involved in the game. It's particularly into the last quarter. His shooting could be really important.
10 seconds left on the shot clock.
That was very short by O'Prince there, but a lot of pressure there with the double team defense.
That is going to be called a foul on number 4, Sam White. I think a little bit of a questionable foul, but since he had a little bit of momentum that the ref was able to make the decision that, yeah, it was a foul. Sam White's first personal foul, Australia's second team foul. 6 minutes to go in the game, 24-16.
Ball spending a lot of time in Garcia's hands since he came into the game. Not quite as effective as Alejos at moving the ball, perhaps.
Shot off the backboard, O'Prince with the rebounds. Knowles bringing the ball down the court. Stibner's crossing over. Blair setting that pick. A little bit of a cluster on the left side there. A little bit of confusion on the Australian men on that side.
Nice pass by Garcia.
Pablo Zarzuela for the fast break. Substitutions coming in for the checking in for the Australian men's team. We're about to see the starting five come back. I think the gap's closing a little too much for the coach's comfort. Score is currently 24-18. Starting five taking the court for Australia. 4 minutes and 57 seconds left to go in the second quarter, 24-18.
That was a useful substitution by the Australians there. They ended the last quarter with a 6-point lead. They've managed to come in with this other unit. They've maintained that 6-point lead, so they've not made any ground, but just by maintaining that lead has allowed the starters to get a bit of a rest.
And also it's kept Latham off the court and kind of in safety for getting any more fouls.
Absolutely.
He could be very, very useful coming into the end of the game. O'Neal Thorne with the inbounds. Norris looks for three, and it's good.
Beautiful shot. Spain still unrecognizing the shooters here from the Australians.
Coach is a little confused. I think at halftime they're going to have to take a look at that shot chart and see where Australia's been hitting from, because there's no point in sitting in the paint like they are right now when Australia's hitting, from the three-point line and just below.
Absolutely not. A little bit of a coming together there between Garcia and Latham. Both of them claiming that the others are throwing elbows. And Garcia is now backpicked by 3 Australians.
It's going to be Australia ball at the baseline. Ruiz trying to stay and help Garcia back on defense. The rest of the Spanish team applying pressure. We're going to see a full court pressure here by the Australian team. Or Spanish team, sorry. Norris with the drive down the middle. Just off the back rim. Heavy pressure there on Ruiz. Not able to get the ball over half court in time. That's going to be an 8-second violation there by the Spanish national team. Couple of players getting a little fired up. Think the refs are not doing a great job calling some certain things. The Spanish players are claiming that there's a couple of times the Australian players have gone out of bounds and re-entered the court.
I mean, these are two fiery and physical teams. There's always going to be a lot of contact with games like this, and particularly guys like Garcia. They're fiery guys.
It's going to be Australia ball, tipped out by the Spanish team.
A lot of chair contact between Latham and Garcia. Bill needs to be a little bit careful to stay away from that. He's got 2 fouls already and can't really afford any more. Comfortable post up for Bill.
Able to get the offensive rebounds.
Great
Going
control.
to get fouled. Sent to the line for 2 shots. Really great control there.
Little nudge on Garcia on the way to his line, just reminding him that he's there. A referee telling Garcia to calm down now.
I think we're going to be seeing more and more physical chair contacts as this game goes on and the players get more and more passionate into the game.
Absolutely. Frustration will start kicking in at some point.
And frustration fouls are what's going to get these teams in trouble potentially.
A nice finish by Bill. He's a great free throw shooter, so they need to try and keep him off the line if they can.
Both free throws go in. 3 minutes and 29 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Score is 29-20 for Australia.
Full court pressure by Australia as well here.
Spain with 4 team fouls.
That's a nice pass.
Good control there by Alejandro Zarzuela. Swing out to Garcia. Garcia finding Ruiz. 10 seconds left on the shot clock.
Nice open look and good finish by Jordan.
Norris finding Latham. That is going to be a foul on Garcia. That is going to be Garcia's 3rd personal foul, I believe. Team's 5th foul. It's going to send Latham to the line.
Garcia.
There's that frustration starting to set in.
First free throw is good. Second one also is good. I believe he's 100% from the free throw line this game.
He is, like I said before, he's a fantastic free throw shooter. He's a really dangerous guy to put to the line for the Spanish.
Lara doing a great job getting that pick. Garcia almost able to drive, but the Australian team just able to recover. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Ruiz with the drive down the middle. Tried to bank it in, but just comes out.
A little too heavy-handed there.
Norris hustling down the court. Tries to pick out with the ball. Tries to find O'Neal Thorne, ends up pulling it out. Swings it over. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. O'Neal Thorne for the three-pointer. It's good, and he's going to get sent to the line. One ref is calling it an offensive foul.
They've called the offensive foul on the other side of the court there, so the 3 points counted, and Bill Latham has just picked up his third foul on the weak side.
That is going to be the third team foul for Australia. Score is 34-22 for Australia. 2 minutes and 24 seconds left in the second quarter.
Australia are opening up a pretty healthy lead now. The Spanish need to try and do something to slow down this Australian scoring, or they're going to get themselves in a real hole. And missing layups like that won't help.
Lara, but with the offensive rebounds. Lara sets the pick for Ruiz. Finds Pablo Zarzuela.
That's a beautiful finish.
Nice finish. 2 minutes left in the second quarter, 34-24. Three-point attempt by O'Neal Thorne. Just comes off. Alejandro Zarzuela with the rebound. Kicks it out to Garcia. Nice pressure there by O'Neal Thorne. Now Kim Robbins pressuring the ball. Garcia not being able to move even near the three-point line. Great defense there by O'Neal Thorne.
Bit of an ambitious shot by Jordan there. He still had 9 seconds on the clock. I think he could have maybe looked for an extra pass.
I agree. That was very, very heavily contested, and he was fading away rather far. There we go. First unsportsmanlike foul of this game. That is going to be on number 7. Number 8, Lara.
That's a little unfortunate there. It was a hard foul, but it wasn't a dangerous foul in any way. I think it was maybe more the culmination of fouls and how physical this game is starting to get.
And I think it was more that it was so intentional. I think it was rather intentional. He didn't do a very good job of hiding it as like an accidental foul. It was rather intentional.
No, of course not. There was absolutely zero disguise.
First free throw doesn't go in. And that's going to be Lara's first personal foul. Second one looked like it could have bounced in, but comes out. It's going to be Australian ball at half court from the sideline. Nice ball movement we're seeing here from the Australian team. Finding Blair. Blair with the right-handed reverse, and it's good.
That was a great find by Tom O'Neal Thorne, threading the ball through, and a really soft finish by Blair.
For being such a young player, he seems very, very composed for this Australian national team.
Absolutely, he really is. He's a very special talent.
10 seconds left on the shot clock. Garcia finding Ruiz. Norris intercepting the ball. That's going to be another unsportsmanlike foul. That's going to be on number 11, Jordi Ruiz. That is his third personal foul.
Has got no real attempts there made to play the ball or anything, just drove straight into the side of Norris to stop the fast break. So Norris at the line for another 2 free throws.
38 seconds left in the game, 36-24 for Australia. Substitutions checking into the table for the Spanish team. We're about to see number 14, David Ruiz, enter the court. For number 11 Ruiz, probably a good idea. Let him cool down a little bit, also get him off the ref's mind. He does have 3 fouls, and he's going to be a critical player for the Spanish team if this remains a close game when coming into the 4th quarter.
I thought Australia were looking for the 2-for-1 there, trying to get 2 shots out of the last possession, but they ran the clock a little low. A long 3 from Norris doesn't go.
Full court pressure by the Australians. Spain able to get the ball over half court before the 8-second violation. Lots of chair contact. Garcia under the basket, able to finish. Clock runs out. We're going to go into halftime. Final score 37-26. Yeah, Joe, so far, any surprises to you?
Not hugely. I expected Australia to be the stronger team. I'm glad to see that Spain have sort of weathered that little bit of Australian pressure. They got a little frustrated and they lost their heads a little at a time. But there was a point in that second quarter where it looked like this score could really blow out. But I think Spain have done relatively well to keep it to just 11 points, and they're still absolutely in this game.
Absolutely. We will be back in about 12 minutes, and yeah, ready for the second half. Oh.
Form is going to be. He's unbelievable.
All right, 2 minutes left at half time. A little bit of stats coming in after the first half. Spain currently shooting 43%, 13 of 30 from the field. Australia 45.2%, 14 of 31. Australia currently 4 of 10 from the three-point line, 40%, 5 of 10 from the free throw line. Latham 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Sean Norris 1 of 4. Spain currently has not been sent to the free throw line. Spain with 9 turnovers, Australia with only 5, and actually that's been one of the biggest game changers for Australia, like this Australian men's team, is that they have converted 10 points off of turnovers, as Spain has only converted 4. Looking at fouls, you currently have Jordi Ruiz and Asiar Garcia with 3 personal fouls, and then on the Australian side you have Bill Latham with 3 personal fouls, and then the biggest lead so far for Australia has been by 1 point, and that was early in the game. It was 8-7, and then the time with the lead so far is a big difference. So Australia, or for Spain, the biggest, mixed it up. The biggest lead so far for Spain has been by 1 point, 8-7, early in the game. Spain has only been able to hold the lead for 55 seconds, so Australia has led them for 18 minutes and 12 seconds so far in this first half. Here with Joe Bestwick, former GB national team player, bronze medalist from the 2008 Beijing Paralympics, professional player over here in Germany, played many years for RSV Landil, now playing for Hanover United, where he is actually my teammate. Lucky him. Joe, what have you thought about this game so far? What do you not think about me being your teammate?
That's better left for another time. So the game so far, I've been really impressed with it. I think if the Spanish compose themselves a little better and they knock down some of these easy shots, then they'll be a lot more competitive. Right now, they're just struggling to deal with the pressure from the Australians, as you can see with the turnover statistics that Vanessa gave earlier. Those steals by guys like Tom O'Neill-Thorne and by Sean Norris have really made the difference so far, I think, in the game. A turnover tends to lead to quite an easy layup, or, as we've seen a couple of times, with an intentional foul.
Yeah, and those intentional fouls have definitely kind of hurt Spain a bit, because it's 2 pretty key players that have received them, and players you can't really afford to be in foul trouble. Also, as we saw, it put Spain into 5 team fouls in the second quarter, where it started sending Australia to the line for a lot of free throw attempts.
Absolutely. It's quite interesting to see the Spanish coach has decided to leave Garcia in the game here, rather than going back to the starters with Alejos.
And he has taken Ruiz out of the game for now. Number 14, David Morris, is now on the court.
That was a nice open look by Sean Norris again. The Spanish not really making enough pressure on him there.
Garcia being able to recover the ball, Australia just being almost able to tip it out. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Morris looking for a 3-pointer, fakes out. Garcia able to set that pick. Kim Robbins recovering for help. Bad pass, ball's going to go out of bounds. Australian ball from the sideline. 9 minutes, 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Score is 39-26.
Australia again working to hold one of the Spanish guys out. It's just Frank Lara this time, one of the lower class players, not as much of an advantage.
Lara able to recover to Norris with the ball. Baseline shot there for Latham.
Comfortable shot, doesn't quite make it though.
Looked like it could have bounced in, but not lucky enough. Australia applying pretty good pressure on Spain right now, not making it easy. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Garcia taking the outside shot. Lara getting the offensive rebound. O'Neill pressuring the ball.
Completely left there. That's the Australians can't do that.
A little bit of a technical issue there. Shot clock wasn't reset correctly. They're going to put 10 seconds on this shot clock now. Inbound from the sideline for Spain.
Great steal by Lara, and not a good finish.
Just not able to get the finish off of it. Norris is deceivingly quick. He doesn't look like he would be one of the fastest players on this court, but He is rather fast while maintaining good control of the ball.
I don't know what you're trying to say there, but yeah, he is fast. He can definitely move his chair, and he has fantastic control.
10 seconds left on the shot clock.
Another open 3 for Norris, very flat and doesn't quite make it this time.
Pablo finding Maurice.
Nice finish.
Maurice tumbling to the ground. Norris able to recover around him. 5-on-4 for Australia. Kim Robbins with the floater, just going to go off the back. Tries to get the offensive rebound, not able to.
A sub coming in a minute for Australia here, I think.
Number 13, Luke Popel. Subs also checking in for Spain. It's going to be number 16 on Rubia.
Nice finish there by Garcia. Fading away from the basket and still managed to have a soft touch off the backboard.
7 minutes left to go in the third quarter, 39-30 for Australia. O'Neal Thorne being able to find Latham. Tough pass directly under the basket. Blair from the middle, it's going to fall down. It's going to be 41-30 for Australia. 6.5 minutes to go.
That shot from the middle by Blair is something that we haven't seen particularly often yet in this game, but if he's able to knock that down, then it completely changes the Australian game. It means that the Spanish are going to have to think more about triple switching in defense from the middle if he's going to make that shot consistently.
And that foul is going to be on Sean Norris, number 7. It's going to be his first personal foul, first team foul. Garcia on the line. First free throws of the game for Spain.
And at points they can't really afford to pass up at the moment. They're in an 11-point hole right now.
10-point hole, digging their way back out. Norris finding Latham. Latham looking for an outlet. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Swings it to Popel. Heavy pressure by the Spanish. Long 2 for Latham, doesn't fall in. Long pass to Maurice.
Those are nice pass from Zarzuela there, just completely releasing the pressure that the Australians were trying to build.
10 seconds left on the shot clock. Garcia and Zarzuela. Australia bringing the help. Difficult pass over Latham. Australia ball baseline. 5 minutes, 40 seconds left in the third quarter. 41-31 for Australia.
Number 16.
First foul there by the new guy into the game on Rubia for Spain.
First team foul of the quarter. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Norris swinging to O'Neal. Beautiful arc on that. Just a little too far.
2-on-1 hit Spain, 3-on-1 for Spain.
Maurice with the layup. 5 minutes to go, 41-33 for Australia.
A little more pressure on that. 3 there from Norris. Garcia with the ball.
Luke Popel tumbling to the ground. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Ball's going to go out of bounds, tipped off by the Spanish team. Hopefully it's going to get picked up.
That was actually Latham's hand on the ball there, I believe. That was good awareness by Latham. He knew that with Popel being out of the game, he was left defending 1 against 2, and he managed to get in between, play the passing lane, and tip the ball out of bounds.
Yes, Spanish ball baseline. Three seconds left on the shot clock. Pretty rushed shot there. 3 seconds, it's not a long time, but you can still get a pretty good shot.
I mean, it's enough time that you can get something a little better than a fadeaway three-pointer, I think. You're able to get at least 2 passes in there.
Nice finish there by Stibners. We can see the Australian team going back to their 3 Class 4 lineup. Subs coming into the table for Spain. We're about to see number 8, Lara, re-enter the court, while number 10, Amadou Diallo Diouf, is going to be entering the court for the first time.
Tough layup there, but way over the top by David Maurice.
3 minutes left to go. 43-33 for Spain. Or for Australia, sorry. Four seconds left on the shot clock.
Offensive rebound there for Australia. Well, not the greatest shot by O'Prince, but lucky to pick up the boards. Nice pass inside by Tristan.
Just not going to fall. Spanish team not happy with that offense, or Spanish team's coach not happy with that offensive rebound. Had some players take off for a fast break thinking they'd get the shot clock violation.
Rushed shot by Garcia, not making the layup there. And a foul called on David Moritz, I believe.
It's not a foul number 14, David Moritz. That's his first.
Yes, that's going to be his first personal foul. Noel's bringing the ball down the court. .220 left on the game clock, 43-33 for Australia.
Again, looking for that mismatch shot by O'Prince there, and I'm not sure that that's the best plan by the Australians. They've got 2 really fantastic shooters in Tristan Knowles and Brett Stibners.
Garcia getting the drive right down the middle. Chair untouched.
That was a nice finish, but I think they'd be a lot more effective if they could try and get O'Prince on the inside rather than relying on him to take that mismatch. Good look at the three-pointer there by Tristan Knowles. Doesn't quite make it.
Alejandro Zarzuela to Pablo. Garcia driving down the paint.
Another missed layup there.
Fight for the ball. Stabner's coming away with it.
No foul called there, despite Lara running into the back of Tristan Knowles, but a good finish by him nonetheless.
Knowles coming to the ground. Lots of chair contact here in the backcourt. Lara doing a great job being able to keep him out. Spain not being able to capitalize on it. That's 2 more points for Garcia. That's going to be 45-37 for Australia. 50 seconds left on the game clock.
Garcia now the leading scorer for Spain with 11 points.
That foul is going to be called on number 9, Alejandro Zarzuela.
That's his first.
That's going to be his first personal foul.
Correct, sir. That is his second. One more check.
Second free throw, not good. Amadou coming away with the rebounds. Nice stop there by Sam White. It's really important as a low pointer to be able to stop high classification players, especially nowadays in this game where high class players are so targeting of the low pointers and also so useful.
Absolutely, Sam did a good job there. Unfortunately, not quite as physically fast as a guy like Yannick Blair, but makes up for that with a little bit of more reach and a longer arm span.
Yes, much longer arm span. Garcia on the line, 30 seconds left in the quarter. 46-38 now for Australia. Second one just comes out. O'Prince with the rebound. Garcia getting a hand on it, but O'Prince able to keep it. Spanish bench starting to give energy to their players on the court, really getting behind them.
It's only an 8-point game now. If Australia miss here and Spain get a score, then this fourth quarter could be really interesting.
2 seconds left on the shot clock. That's going to be called a foul on Garcia. That's going to be his fourth personal foul.
That's a big call and a really unnecessary foul there. They had Australia in a really bad position.
1 second left on the shot clock, and now they're going to get the full 6 seconds left on the game clock.
Exactly. That was not the smartest play.
And that puts Spain in team fouls as well, but quarter's about to end.
Nice open shot by
That's going to be a three-pointer by Stibners. That is the end of the third quarter, 49-38 for Australia, and we will be back in about a minute and a half. All right, we are 15 seconds away from starting the fourth quarter of the Australian versus Spain men's game. First game for Spain at the 2018 Wheelchair Basketball World Championships here in Hamburg. Current score is 49-38 for Australia. A little bit of statistics coming into here. Spain currently shooting 42%. Australia currently shooting 38%, dropped a bit from the first half. Free throw wise, Australia is still 50%, as Spain is now 50% from the free throw line. Turnover, Spain's done a little bit better keeping the ball this third quarter. Now only 11 turnovers, so only 1 in that past quarter. For Australia, they've kept it at 5. And yeah, here we go. Fourth quarter, last 10 minutes.
I mean, that's an airball layup there, and it's good to see Alejo's back in the game now, but That three-pointer that Australia scored at the end of the last quarter has really made a difference here. It's taken it from potentially what could have been a 6-point game out to an 11-point game. And then missing a layup, it's going to make things really difficult for Spain.
That's going to be a long 2 there, too.
Some of the Spanish players looking a little disheartened. Jordi Ruiz trying to get them fired up again here. Nice pass by Alejos.
Maybe a little late to be bringing Alejos back in the game. We didn't see him in the second or third quarter, I think.
He's been sat a long time. That's definitely, it's a difficult decision because Garcia, obviously, although he had some rough patches, he scored a lot of points in those 2 quarters. But to sit a player for an entire half effectively and then to bring him back in and hoping for him to be immediately effective is very difficult there. A few minutes somewhere in the second or third quarter could have been beneficial for Alejos.
Exactly. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Able to get the shot off,
again,
just a little short.
All Prince again on the mismatch, and really not sure that that's a shot that Australia want him to be taking. They want him to get really under the basket, use his height to fullest potential.
That's going to be a 3-pointer by Spain, and that could be a big momentum change for them.
Big 3 by Jordi. He is real fired up right now.
Stibner's bringing the ball down. Swings it over to Knowles. Knowles with the drive. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Swings it back to Stibner's.
Nice 2. That puts a little dent in the Spanish momentum there.
8 minutes left in the quarter. 53-43 for Spain. Or for Australia. I'm sorry, I keep confusing these 2 teams. I don't understand why.
I think what we're seeing a little bit of here is the Australian experience maybe showing. Guys like Tristan Knowles and Brett Stibners have been in this team for a very long time, and they really know what it takes to see out games.
And that last foul was on Stibners. His second personal foul. Knowles swinging it out to Stibners. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Stibners trying to find an outlet. Heavy pressure on the ball. 4 seconds.
Excellent defense by Alejos. He's really hustling, really got out there to the 3-point shooter. Stibners pressured him, forced a difficult shot.
Going to be timeout for Australia. 7 minutes, 20 seconds left in the quarter. 53-45 for Australia. So, Joe, thoughts so far?
That was a good start by Spain. Like I said before, that 3-pointer at the end of the quarter has really hurt their momentum for a while, but then a guy like Jordi getting fired up by making his own 3, cutting it to an 8-point game now has made things a little more interesting. There's definitely still a chance for Spain in this game here if they can stay composed and they can play defense like Alejos showed just there.
Now, what do you think about foul-wise? So they currently have 0 team fouls, 7:20 left in the game. Do you think they should try and start maybe burning a couple fouls on the ground just to be safe, or should they still wait a little bit just in case?
Personally, I think it's a little early. 7 minutes in the 4th quarter of a game is still quite a long time, and they can rack up 4 fouls quite quickly. I think if there's the opportunity to foul and it's a good defensive play to make the foul, then that's absolutely fine. But I think they shouldn't be chasing and looking for the fouls necessarily this early.
They will have to be a little careful. Jordi Ruiz does have 3 personal fouls, and if Garcia is brought back in this game, he currently has 4.
That's just about having some game smarts there, about recognizing, and all 5 guys on the court recognizing who has the fouls, who needs to be making those fouls, if and when it's appropriate.
Ruiz with the inbound to Alejos. Australia bringing subs to the table. I think the gap closing just a little too much for the Australian coach's liking. Looks like he's about to bring almost the starting 5 back in. A little bit of a change up.
Yeah, just resting Kim Robbins and Yannick Blair, but the other 3 of the starters are going to be out there.
Instead of Kim Robbins and Yannick Blair, we're going to be seeing number 13 Luke Popel and number 12 Matthew McShane.
Number 7, Sean Norris.
7 minutes, 12 seconds left. 53-45 for Australia. Free throw is good. I think this could be really good for Alejos. This allows him to be able to get some touches on the ball right now, get 2 free shots, could help him find his rhythm.
Okay, unlucky to not make the second there. Needs to get back into defense now.
Nice ball movement by the Aussies.
Very flat shot again by Sean Norris, but
banks it off the left side.
Exactly, he's been doing that for years now.
Alejos with the ball, Ruiz coming and setting the pick, Popel being able to recover.
Alejos could have maybe found Ruiz on the layup there, but decides to go the other way to Zarzuela.
Zarzuela looks him off and decides to take the decently long 2, mid-range 2.
Turnover there by Australia, Spanish ball.
18 seconds on the shot clock. Ruiz deciding to take that 45.
That was a bit of a rush shot there. Alejos and Zarzuela actually took each other's space a little bit off the pick and roll, so neither of them really got a clean lane to the basket, and Ruiz decided to take the difficult off balance too.
O'Neal finding Norris. Zarzuela able to get a hand on that ball and intercept it.
A little bit of a lack of composure by Australia here at the end.
But also a little bit of a... Basket's not going to go in. Alejos is going to get sent back to the free throw line for 2 shots.
These are important free throws here. If they can cut it to a 7-point game with 6 minutes to go, then that's really close. There's only a few possessions in that.
Yeah. Currently 55-46 for Australia. 5 minutes, 47 seconds left in the game.
First is not good. Second one just rolls in there. He's going to have to show some real mental toughness coming into the last few minutes here, Alejos. He's missed a couple of shots which could have been quite important. He's going to have to try and forget those as quickly as possible, move on and make sure he knocks down the next opportunity he gets.
Doesn't fall for Popel. Spain needing the ball over half. Pablo Zarzuela with the outlet. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. A little bit of a cluster there on the left side. Kicks it out to Alejos. Pretty open shot, doesn't fall in. Drive there by O'Neal. A little bit of miscommunication there by the Spanish team. Pablo Zarzuela caught a little off guard. Looking over his left shoulder, O'Neal drove through the right.
Yeah, timeout here for Spain. They're going to need to change something. So this is a 10-point game now, and only 5 minutes left.
Currently, still 0 team fouls for Spain. 3 for the Aussies. Bill Latham still with 3 personal fouls. No one else in foul trouble for the Aussies. Jordi Ruiz with 3 fouls. Garcia with 4. If you were the Spanish coach right now, what would you be doing?
It's a difficult decision because obviously Garcia was scoring quite well earlier in the third quarter, but he's also a guy who the ball can get quite stuck with him and he gets quite determined that he's taking the shot. It's a real toss-up at the moment. If in the next couple of minutes, if Alejos can make a couple of shots, then I would maybe stick with it as they are, because this 10-point deficit is retrievable. If nothing changes relatively quickly, then I'd be looking to bring someone maybe like Garcia, who can be a bit of a game changer, into the game.
5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, 57-47 for Australia. Spain bringing the ball down, allowing time to run, or not allowing time to run, picking it up rather late. The clock is not started until the player touches the ball.
Yeah, it's a good look for Zarzuela, but they're the kind of shots that Spain are going to need to knock down. The Australian triple switch was deliberately quite late to stop the layup by Spain, allowing Zarzuela the free throw shot, not able to convert.
McShane back to O'Neal. O'Neal with that free baseline shot.
Fantastic shot, and he made sure that Zarzuela knew about it, looking at him after he made the shot and giving a little boom.
3-point attempt there by Alejos. Spanish coach looking to bring some substitutions into the table now.
Yeah, as predicted, that's Garcia coming into the game. I imagine it's going to be for Alejos. Alejos not able to hold on to the ball there, and is now back-picked. Oh, Latham misses the easy finish. That's not like him, but offensive rebound for Australia, and they're taking their time.
10 seconds left on the shot clock.
Oh, good pressure by Zarzuela, making it a difficult shot for O'Neal Thorne.
Three-point attempt there by Ruiz.
That was a very long three there. Pulling backwards into defense, allowing Latham to get the push on him.
A little bit flat too, off the front of the rim. Wide open layup there for McShane. He's able to get those 2 points.
That's a 14-point lead now for Australia. It's starting to look pretty difficult for Spain to come back into this.
I think they started taking threes just a little too early. They could have, gone for a couple of quick twos, but that's going to be a good finish for them.
I think so as well. The threes were a little desperate, particularly the longer three by Geordie. Plays like this would have been a lot more effective for them, getting inside, drawing the foul from a physical Australian team, and then knocking down the free throw. Free throws not made by Alejos.
Nice box out there by Norris. Garcia coming in for Alejos. 2 minutes, 48 seconds left in the game. 61-49 for Australia. Australia with 4 team fouls, Spain with none. That is going to be a traveling call there on Australia.
Maybe it's a little late now in the game for Spain to be looking at fouls, as you suggested before. I think 2 minutes 30 and a 12-point game. That's a difficult margin to make up.
Nice drive there by Garcia. Going to send him to the free throw line for 2 shots. And that's also going to send Australia into team fouls as well. Yeah, so now for the rest of the quarter, any foul that Australia commits will send Spain to the free throw line.
Yeah, and that can be definitely in Spain's favor, that they can try and milk some bonus points from the free throw line, but they have to make these shots, and at the minute they're not shooting the free throw anywhere near well enough in the big moments towards the end of the game.
Both free throws coming out, Latham getting that rebound.
I think the Australian team are smart enough as well that they shouldn't let the foul problem bother them. They're not going to commit any really unnecessary fouls now, I wouldn't think. They're going to move the ball, really take their time, try and find a nice open shot towards the end of the shot clock. And that will be the 5th foul by Garcia, I believe.
That is going to be Garcia's 5th personal foul. He will be out of the game. Bringing back in Alejos. Great game, though, by Garcia. He was a really big scoring threat for Spain while he was on the court. Currently has 12 points, and that is the 2nd top scorer for Spain.
Yeah, it was I would say it was a very typical Garcia game in times there. Like, he made some really great shots. He got fired up. He led the team for a while, but there were points where his emotions got the better of him a little bit, and that's the reason he's not on the court now to help his team towards the end of the game.
Latham with some good pressure, not making the contact and getting the foul, but pressuring Alejos enough to make him think pretty hard about that shot. Shot fell just short. I think Alejos expected to have the contact.
That was a nice pickup though by Zarzuela to put back the offensive rebound and 2 points for the Spanish.
1 minute, 40 seconds left. 61-51 for Australia.
Good ball movement again by Australia.
O'Neal Thorne for the layup.
Really comfortable shot for him again there.
63-51 for Australia. 1 minute, 30 seconds left. Ruiz with the finger roll, able to get it in. Going to make it a 10-point game once again, but 1 minute, 25 seconds left.
Australia just taking their time, running the clock down, moving the ball around the outside of the three-point line.
10 seconds left on the shot clock. Nice swing to O'Neal. Zarzuela being able to get a hand on it, making a very contested shot there. Outlet to Alejos, 1 minute left. $15 seconds on the shot clock. That is going to be a foul on Bill Latham, number 5. That is his 4th personal foul. I think at this point in the game, though, if he gets his 5th somehow, it's not going to be detrimental to the Australian team.
No, it's really not going to be the end of the world for them. That was a couple of really soft fouls that Bill's picked up this game. I think he'll be a little bit disappointed with a couple of those.
51 seconds left on the game clock, 63-53 for Spain.
Good composure by Ruiz to knock down the first of the free throws. It's a shame we haven't seen a little bit more of that earlier in the game from the Spanish guys. They really needed those earlier free throws.
Shot goes a little long. Spain trying to get the offensive rebound would have helped them quite a bit, unable to do it. 40 seconds left on the game clock. 63-54 for Australia, 9-point game.
Again, taking their time. Comfortable three for Norris. Knocks it down again.
That's going to be the closer, I think.
Yeah. And again, Norris making sure that the Spanish players knew all about that three.
66-54 for Australia. 25 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
Good pressure by Popel, just forcing the weaker pass by Alejos, but it's going to be a Spain ball.
That's the ball.
20 seconds. McShane able to get a hand on that. Zarzuela getting the layup. 56-66 for Australia.
It's a little bit unfocused by Australia there to allow the easy shots at the end, but it's not going to affect the result of this game.
7 seconds. Australia letting the game clock run. 3, 2, 1. That's going to end the game for us. Australia versus Spain, 66-56, the final score. Australia men coming out victorious. 2-0 for the tournament. Spain now 0-1. This was their first game of the World Championships. Final thoughts, Joe?
That was pretty much as I expected the game to go. I thought the Australians would have a little bit too much for the Spanish. They had a little bit too many different options, going from the 3 big units with the 3 4-pointers to their very effective, faster starting unit. I think the difference in the game was the class of players like Sean Norris and Tom O'Neal Thorne, just showing why they're 2 of the best mid-class players in the world.
I completely agree. I was expecting this to be a very fast, very physical game between both teams. For the entire time, I did think Australia would be able to maintain a lead, and I expected Spain to be able to continue to keep a very close trail, just as expected. In the end, I knew it was going to be a close game, and yeah, I don't think that was a disappointing game at all. I think that was very well executed by both teams, and Spain just falling short.
Exactly. The Spanish will be a little disappointed, but this was a game that was always going to be difficult for them. They'll have to pick their heads up and move on to the next game.